Hello, this is Formula One Fans of America, Season 2, Episode 21. We're getting up there. Despite we took a little bit of a break last week, we're going to take another one next week. This is going to be a quicker episode. Not a lot really happened outside of the action in the very beginning with, Team Papaya. We'll talk about that. Really just kind of an uneventful race, sort of like Monaco is, where it's just a very tight street course. There's not a ton of passing opportunities. It is an excellent track, and I like it. But like it's aesthetically pleasing, and it looks like it would be hella fun to drive, but not the greatest for viewing a race. And so I don't know if they need to widen it, figure something out where increase more passing. But we'll jump right into our predictions. Pretty safe bets from all of us last week, or the week before, rather. Meg had Max, Oscar, hopefully Lando on the podium, George, and Signs. Jay had Max, Lando, Russell, Lawson, Yuki. I had Max, Oscar, Lando, George, and Signs. And then Fabian had Max, Oscar, Kimmy, Leclerc, and Norris. All did pretty good there. Yeah, it was a kind of a comfortable top five pick, but definitely get into Mercedes performed very well this weekend. We'll talk about that. I don't know if that's going to help Jordan with his contract or not, but this was the first ever F1 race to declare like classified as a heat hazard. Is this
hmm
like something new that they're doing? But it's definitely like takes its toll on the drivers. Humidity is above 80%. The cockpit temperatures are 60 degrees centigrade and or Celsius, 140 degrees Fahrenheit. And you could lose up to like 5 pounds in water weight during that race. So pretty wild. It definitely like impacts people when I think like the training and like shows, how athletic you have to be to compete in the sport. And it's
hmm
definitely a sweaty sport there. But let's go ahead and jump into the papaya rules. Fabian, I'm gonna let you kick it off, and then Meg, I'll let you go.
Yeah, you know, back in April we did the thing on Oscar about him being the Michael Corleone of F1, and the whole pitch was like, "Come on, McLaren, get behind this guy." You know, he's got what it takes. He's delivering, and here we are now. I think Meg said it best. She said, "I hope that he's just a menace for the rest of the season," and I agree. Um, the truth of the matter is, McLaren was never ready to back him. Truthfully, there's a golden child syndrome over there. It's clearly McLando. The team is McLando, not McLaren. Um, there's just a lot about it that doesn't sit well with McLaren fans, with a lot of dyed in the wool F1 fans, and me for sure. Because I think that McLaren are cowards, man. I think that they don't have the gumption, the testicular fortitude to just do what needs to be done. Because you take the same situation that occurred at this race and flip the script, and they would find some way to make Oscar give something back to Lando. And it's crystal clear that that's how it operates. So, the anger, the frustration, the disappointment that Oscar exhibited, um, is valid and justified. And at this point, I mean, the fact that Lando tried to even invoke Senna. I mean, I put up the picture on the page of what that gap, the big gap that he claimed was there. I mean, come on. The only gap in that image is the GAP in Singapore. That's the only gap there really was. Like, honest to God, it's utterly ridiculous. Um, and now more than ever, I really, really, really want to see Oscar just continue to flourish and get this thing under his belt and get it done. Because it's just absurd. I mean, he wasn't even available, for the unexpected celebration. He wasn't there for what, 6 people took a picture with him, with the board that said that they were, you know, constructors
Yeah,
champion.
and then so many people tried to spin it too, like Oscar was, oh, he didn't want to be a part of it. It's like,
No,
no, you started it without him.
right,
Like
exactly.
he's the reason why you won the constructors championship this year.
That's right. He's giving you
Real.
the most points. That's right.
Yep.
So, yeah, I agree with you 100%.
It was
Um,
disappointing. Go ahead, Meg. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I think Oscar also called it perfectly. right when if you clip the driver that you're trying to avoid and then clip another driver trying to avoid that, there's no gap. You're not you're not ahead at the apex. There's no gap. You literally you almost drove him into the wall. And the only
Yeah.
reason why he didn't end up in the wall is because Oscar is a good driver.
Yeah.
And the fact
yeah.
too that what also kind of pissed me off too is McLaren wanted to do Oscar stop first, if I remember correctly, and Lando was like, "No, I don't want to do that."
Yep.
Like, so it does show favoritism. Like, I get, granted, are things that happen or that your driver sees that we don't see when they're talking strategy with with the pit wall. But in this case, he was just like, "No, I got fucked over with a slow pit stop last time. I'm not getting fucked over with a slow pit stop this time." So it was like, well, you have one driver that's actually the champion, like the driver champion right now. The second one is trying to contend for it. So just let them race. And if you say something to your driver, you should expect both of your drivers to fucking do it. I hate stuff.
It's okay. It's frustrating. It really is.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit. And right now, McLaren, honestly, I don't think we've ever seen an F1 an instance where you have two amazing drivers on the same team and the team interfering with both drivers instead of them just racing it out cleanly. It's never worked. You can't pick and choose which driver you're going to support this week in hopes for an outcome. Like, they're already at the best outcome. You got one driver in first, one in second. Just let them race. Stop doing your papaya rules crap. That still, no one knows what that means.
Right.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And they're going to lose. Well, they're both signed for multi-year. But I wouldn't be surprised too, because he's got Mark Webber as his.
Yep.
I would not be surprised if there's an out clause in there somewhere.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
And Oscar has shown that he has what it takes to remain level-headed and cool. I mean, he had a complete crap race last week, and he was going to come back and pretty much was operating with his head in the game, and then Lando screwed him out of it. And even still, with all of that happening in the first lap, he still maintained his track position for the entirety of the race.
Good point.
So clearly, McLaren is backing the wrong driver right now.
Yep. Even after a bad second pit stop too from them, right after that time it happened. Yeah, slow pit stop.
And I think it's
so
fair
it
to
actually matters.
I think it's fair to even point out that Lando's attitude is even shitty. Just to be honest about it, at least from my perspective. He seems to just there's something about it that rubs me the wrong way. I wasn't a big
cocky.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of his from Jump Street, which is why I jumped on the Piastri bandwagon as he emerged in 2024. But now he's kind of solidifying the reasons why I really didn't care for all the hype around him. He used to
be fun.
That's it. Exactly.
He used to be fun. He's not fun anymore. It was fine when you were a pretty good driver, fun, goofy. Now it's like he's trying to be the new Max. But he doesn't have but he's not Max. So you can't be this cocky person when half the time you're kind of messing up and the other half you're beating yourself up. But then when you do good in some races, you walk around like you're God's gift to racing.
Correct. Agreed.
Yeah. And honestly, too, even when Oscar was pissed off after the race, he wasn't throwing a lot of shade at he was pissed visibly, but he still was saying, "I need to review the footage." He's more mature than anyone else.
I always view Lando as kind of a petulant child, and it stems from the lack of respect he had towards more senior drivers. Even back in the Danny Rick days, oh, I don't feel bad for him. Who would feel bad for them? It's all right, man, here's a chance to show your humanity, show a little bit of civility, show some humility. And he just didn't have it. Kind of write it off as he's a young kid, but the same thing with Lewis, where he was complimenting him on it, and he's like, "Well, you had the best car all those years." And it's like, dude, you can't even take a compliment, right? What the hell? Yeah.
He's a rich kid.
Spoiled brat.
Everyone else had to kind of deal with something growing up.
Yeah. Most people. Yeah. Most of them did.
Yeah, most of them.
Yeah, different. It's one of those generations. Damn new kids. These millennials ruining
Hey,
Formula One.
hey,
What?
no, technically, I don't think she's a millennial because I think that cuts off at like what, 95,
I don't.
96?
I don't pay
I will
attention
die.
to that crap.
I
I'm
will
being
because I am a
sarcastic.
millennial and I will die.
Yeah.
I ain't being lumped with that bullshit.
These petulant children. Williams got dinged for illegal rear wing issues. I didn't see really what was wrong with that, or I didn't like
Actual
invest much
seriously,
into it. Yeah, it was just kind of like mentioned as like a footnote, and then they obviously
did
fixed it.
nothing.
Yeah, Sainz came out, had a really good race coming out of the pit, so and still being able to score points for them. So that's pretty good. We'll get more into that like midfield battle as it starts to come down and get even closer and closer, but every point counts for those dudes. And good season for Williams. This is one of the best years they've had in a long time. So I like to see it.
Which is fantastic to see too, because they did not do well at all last year. It's like they
Yeah.
kind of came out of nowhere. And I remember everyone was saying, like, yeah, Signs, you're going to a really shitty team. Like, do you want to be like a pretty good driver on a pretty good team, or do you want to be like the best driver on a shitty team? And he's actually being a very good driver on a pretty good team. Nice to see.
Yep.
Albon's having his best season ever too, and just seems to have like figured it out. I guess that
I have a
there's a lot of that
conspiracy.
science effects, and then there's they wrote a very good piece earlier this season about the James Voles effect and the relationship with Toto. So if you haven't read that, go back and read it. It's
Yeah.
describes it well, and we talked about it on a previous episode. But what were you gonna say, Megan?
Nice plug, by the way.
You're welcome.
I think I have a conspiracy. I think there's something in the water at Williams.
Okay.
They found like the fountain of racing.
It's not in there. It's not putting them over budget like Red Bull was for concessions that 1 year. Great weekend for Mercedes. George Russell, pulled it out. Kimi showed up. Like we saw the early season Kimi, not so much the mid season Kimi this weekend. So that was nice to see too. Him coming back. What do you got on Mercedes success, Fabian?
Mercedes. So, first of all, that was a bit shocking. I was not expecting any of that. I believe that obviously it was the conditions that really favored the car, which doesn't make sense because it was the cold conditions that favored the car.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what's changed or what's happened, but I mean, they were just running really, really well. He was super committed. We see this a lot though when contracts are coming up. There's something extra that these drivers are able to dig out in perilous situations that allow them to push, because he literally tapped the wall on that pole run, and then he clipped that one by a little bit, right? They almost thought he was just going to leave it as is. I mean, George was very motivated. The car was being compliant. It was those softs were just right on point for that particular time of day. And things just really worked out well. I don't expect to see that be the case over the next several races. I just don't, but I'd be happily surprised if it was. It'd be an interesting shakeup to things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've been trying to do a little research to figure out what, if anything, majorly has changed on the engineering side of things or setup, but I haven't found anything, enticing just yet. But if I do, I'm certainly going to write about it.
Gotcha. Meg, what do you got for Mercedes? Anything? Nope. Yeah,
Just
like seeing...
weird that Cyborg George was displaying human emotion. It was a little. I think the AI is getting a little too advanced for us right now, and it's making me uncomfortable.
It was nice to see him get a win. I think this is the second of the year.
Yeah.
I most enjoyed it, and I just like that it keeps the the race for second, third, and fourth, competitive and a little bit edging. So we're not now.
It's not like a typical year where like Max is 800 points in front of everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And there's still going to be a battle with Ferrari. So, nothing to write home about with Ferrari this week. Just seemed like more struggles with the car. Trying to keep it balanced.
I will say this. I mean, finally, Leclerc has come out and basically said, "We're just passengers. This car is shit." I mean, finally, because as long as he was playing near the front and outperforming his teammate, he was pretty quiet about it. But we all have known all along that the car's got some issues. There's a ghost in the machine. And obviously they should have never wholesale 100% changed that damn car. That SF24 was a competitive ass car. And what they did in the off season with this SF25 was just abysmal. But now he's even just flat out called it what it is, to the extent that as you see, people are, paraphrasing, that he's looking for an out strategy, and if they don't give him a good car next year, by 27 he's gone, and I don't doubt that. I don't think that Charles Leclerc wants to continue to veg his talent at Ferrari if they're going to keep producing subpar vehicles. They are Ferrari.
Yeah.
A subpar vehicle for them is still supposed to be a top 5 vehicle.
Yeah.
3 vehicle, really. So really interesting to see the comment coming out of his camp now.
Mercedes took over second place this weekend, did they not?
I didn't look. I don't know, actually. They very well may have. Let me take a quick peek. I didn't even consider it. I was still shocked at what occurred with them in the race and blown away by this Lando nonsense. That's been the focus of my ire all week.
Well ahead now. I actually think that they passed them last race
Okay.
at Baku. But now they're well ahead, like 298 to 325.
Wow.
So.
Wow. Yeah,
that's when you
that is
start
well
to see
ahead.
people getting replaced over there, because they would fire a team principal after a second place season. What are they going to do if they don't get second place?
Right.
And Red Bull's right behind them at 290.
Yeah, they're about to get surpassed. Ferrari will wind up in 4th.
Yeah. And
It's going to happen.
Gap to Williams, but
it's a prediction. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, all their development is on the next car anyway, so they're not doing anything with the car. So it's inevitable that it's going to happen. Mercedes had a leg up on time and investment because it's turbo hybrid stuff and it's right in their bailiwick. But I foresee Ferrari finishing 4th in the constructors, and holy crap.
That's wild. Because they had held on the second for 3/4 of the year.
Yep.
Alonso had a pretty good race in spite of some serious struggles through the weekend, but still ended up with a good race. Lance was just not doing it. He kind of held up the middle of the pack that gave Alonso a good shot at getting points, though, so that was nice.
Yeah.
And nothing to really write home about for Aston.
Alonso's crazy outburst was fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean,
did you talk to me every lap? I'm disconnecting the radio.
And then the one with the whole expletive laced repeat of the the cursing and the mania. It was he's really showing his age now. He's grumpy and just very malcontent, and it's not a good look. Well, there's a lot with Alonso. His 2 and whoever was it, Vettel or who is it? What? Not Vettel. His 2 and Raikkonen's championships, are more important than Schumacher and Hamilton's 7, and just all this little stuff. It reminds me of the time that he held up the pit box during quali, and just all these little things that he's known to do because he gets in his feels and he just gets kind of crazy. And that was another example of it. It was kind of funny.
Red Bull had a decent weekend. Do you guys think that there's Max had a decent weekend. Yuki did not. That they both struggled seriously with the balance of the car. Max was having to play with the braking force with the rear brakes. Looks like it was oversteering on him way too much. And at that course, it's extremely dangerous because you could see everybody was brushing the wall. And if you oversteer even just a hair, you can go send it straight in the wall. He almost spun out on track once and went off the track, but skillfully kept it together. That's just how Max goes. But yeah, what do you guys think about Red Bull? Do you think that there's a chance he can come back and do it? I know Jay and I were going to argue it, but let's see, where's he at points wise? He's at 273. Piastri's at 336. I just don't think there's enough time left. If there was maybe 10 races, I'd give it some serious consideration. But as long as Oscar does a DNF in 2 consecutive races, or 2 races in the rest of the season, he's got this.
There's a statistical probability, but I don't believe it's possible based
Mhm.
upon what McLaren's doing. I will say that, this conversation around Laurent and the approach that is being taken now is being, hailed as the reason why they're doing well, because they're really
Mhm.
paying attention to Max. And you would have thought all along that Red Bull was paying attention to Max. It's shocking to find out that with Christian's departure that, they weren't,
But
allegedly.
yeah, but a lot of ego is with Christian Horner.
Mm-hmm.
I can easily see Max saying we need to do this, and him saying, "No, this is my ship. I'm driving it.
Mm.
You will drive the car to your best ability that I put you in."
Right. I can see that. So, this change, this engineering philosophy change is really having a huge impact. I know that Max is probably, banging his head on the wall every day saying if they had just listened to me all along, we'd be in the hunt.
Mhm.
And now it's probably too little too late. If it isn't, and somehow he were to pull this off, obviously it would be a story for the ages, I don't want to see it, but
If I see somebody take
but it would be
the
impressive.
title from Oscar, I want it to be Max.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, it would be kind of a cool comeback story for him, especially with the departure of the toxic Christian Horner. We don't need to keep talking about this man, but he was back in the news over the week, reportedly trying to court Haas and get a deal going with them, and they just couldn't come to terms. So there's no ever serious consideration for him.
Right. Well, there was something I just
Good.
posted too right before we got started, but they've announced that his former accuser was paid £3 million to drop the case.
Mm.
So he
So
is cleared, and the case is over, and it is done, and it is, one of these things that is sealed with prejudice, and it's over.
wait, so
Okay.
so I know that they had a like um media blackout, like there was no reporting on the case or what was going to happen, but do you think now that she's taken the payout, do you think they'll release?
No, usually in a situation like this, the terms of a settlement really gag it down real tight. That's typically how it works.
Well,
So
Have
that,
to protect his reputation.
yeah. So with £100 million, £80 million payout, which is $100 million US, and and her getting £3 million, which is probably like $6 million US. I think it's all going to probably now die on the vine, and hopefully he'll just continue to get boxed out,
yeah.
and we'll see what
How many
happens.
teams has he gone through so far? Or gone to so far?
I think it's 2 now.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 so far. And then there's, obviously he's even contemplating an expansion team and making a pitch for that, because and that conversation's already emerged, because he's apparently already gotten rebuffed, and he's thinking that may be the only way to do it.
Okay. Yeah, just retire already, dude. Blink away.
Your wife. You still have your wife.
Yeah, freaking slime ball.
Uh,
Statistically,
hold on.
Russell and Leclerc could win the championship. I suppose if everybody else crashed out and Leclerc won the rest of the year, he could technically win out and do it. But everybody else is eliminated. It's down to the top 5 now. That would be
Yeah.
the wildest thing in history. I don't know, some unfortunate tragedy happened and everybody couldn't
You know
race
what?
except for him.
Ollie can take out a couple of cars and then go for his one race ban and then just start again.
That's true. We got anything good for Conspiracy Corner this week? This is going to be a quick episode.
No, I mean it's not a conspiracy. It's just like McLaren playing favorites.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of those things where, 10 races ago, we could have called it a conspiracy. Now it's just a point of fact.
Yeah.
They clearly favor Lando, and
You could build an entire PowerPoint presentation proving it.
Agreed.
I'm not that bored. Make, who do you got for top 5?
For Coda,
Yeah.
I definitely think Oscar is going to be on podium. Max is going to be on podium. I don't want Lando to be on podium. kind of over it. Oh no.
Yeah, maybe he crashes out.
Maybe. Okay. I think maybe George. He continues racing because it might be a hot race again, and maybe the car, for some weird reason, will perform well. And I'm having a brain fart. Fuck it, I'm gonna go with Kimmy.
Right.
I like that.
Then what about you? What do you got?
So, last year it was Charles, Carlos, Max. Lando was right there in fourth and in the numbers with Max.
And then I think Piastri was fifth.
There was a gap of about I don't know, 19 seconds or so between Max and Carlos. So based upon that and looking where Mercedes was, they were 56 seconds back. I'm gonna go with but they're looking good. I'm gonna go with Oscar. I'm gonna go with Max. I'm gonna go with Lando. I'm gonna go with Hajar.
All right. I like it.
Yeah. Did I give you
You got
enough?
one more.
Oh,
Maybe, hopefully, Hajar will get on podium. That would be cute.
one more. Then I'll go with Antonelli.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good calls.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, this has been season 2, episode 21 of
Wait, what about yours?
Yeah, where are yours?
Oh, website at the top down. I've got Leclerc, Max, Oscar, Lando, and George.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Pretty conservative, pretty safe picks again this week. And I think Leclerc gets it together with a Ferrari and has a good race. And I always love that sunset video with him. It's like one of the most beautiful racing things ever.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's one of my favorite.
So cool.
It's probably the picture we'll use for the cover when I change it. I'll send it over to you guys so you can pop it up. Oh, tomorrow I'll be out of Facebook jail.
Woo. All right. Get your stuff back. Let's go. Okay. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Sounds good.
Thanks for listening.
All right.